Hello everyone, welcome to the Flight Sim Deck, and good morning as we are in Amsterdam. It's about 7 a.m. and we're looking for a 7:30 a.m. departure this morning. Uh, this is going to be our first flight with the FSLabs A320, and it's going to be an exciting one, so go ahead and grab your snacks, get your beverage of choice, and strap in and come along for this flight. Having a look at KLM 747 coming in. A lot of good plane spotting that you can do at this airport, and very well put together place to fly. So we're going to be doing EasyJet flight number 7957, and we're going to go out to Malaga, Spain. Two new airports that we've never flown to before, basically going through North Germany and down Spain. I'll show you that on Sky Vector in just a moment. We're having a look at the plane now. Like I said, this is our first flight with the FSLabs A320, and what a great plane this is. Very exciting that we finally get to fly it, and it's going to be a great time. It's time to get on board and get everything started up, so let's do that. Before we get right into it, I have a special thank you to give out for providing everything in this video today. FSElite has provided me with this FSLabs A320, as well as the two sceneries we're flying out of today. So I also want to congratulate Oz Flight Simmer for joining the team. He is going to be making videos on the FSElite YouTube channel now. And basically this is where you can see the videos that I've been doing for them. We've done two A320 videos, the FSLabs one, and we have a video for the Amsterdam Airport here. So make sure you head over there and subscribe to them and check these out if you want to see more of my work. We put it over there, and yeah, check that stuff out, guys. Alright, so let's get into Sky Vector here and look at the route that we're doing today. It's going to be a long flight. I think it's about 3.5 to 4 hours, depending on our winds today. But that will be our flight. So we're going to be departing out of Amsterdam, and we'll be going down through Germany North. I also have some North Germany scenery, also provided by FSElite. We might see a little bit of that, but I think we're going to have a lot of cloud coverage, so we may not be able to see all of that. Well, it's going to be pretty cloudy and foggy when we get over into Spain, so probably going to be doing an ILS approach today into that airport. I'm going to show you the other chart here. Normally I like to plan my flights from FlightAware, but this one I kind of just had to make up, for the most part, on my own after flying the SID out of the airport. So we're just going down this route, south all the way to Spain. This is going to be our longest Europe flight ever. Right now we're getting ready for the pushback. Everything is prepped on the plane.
Number 1 here, the 74 will give way to you, give way to the 73 and Alpha 14. Go down, we have 5 and 1.
Okay, and we're ready. We're heading over to runway 24. We've got quite a long ways to go to get over there. This is an amazing airport. So many taxiways. You can easily get lost if you don't know where you're going in this airport, especially at night. But yeah, it's a very complex airport as far as taxiing goes. So you have to be quite careful. Haven't had too many flights with this airplane yet. This might be my third or fourth flight. But so far, I think we can all agree this is the most realistic representation of possibly any aircraft ever made for flight simulation. Now it comes with a hefty price tag of $130, or is it $140? I can't remember, one or the other, but same thing, you know, basically the same ballpark. And you know, a lot of people have a problem with that, with it costing that much, and you know, I just think it just depends how much you're going to use it. For this flight alone, I spent about 4 to 4.5 hours with this plane just for this flight alone. So, you know, it does add up. I try to equate it to other things like filling your car with gas. That's generally $40. And let's say you fill your car with gas 3 times, maybe that gets you through about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, depends what your commute is, where you drive. And you know, that's over. So this is basically that same investment, filling your car 3 times, but you have it forever, for as long as you want to use Prepar version 3 point whatever it is at the time. And you know, there's so many things you could compare it to. And you know, if you're going to log hours and hours and hours, hundreds of hours on this thing, I think it's definitely worth spending that money. You know, it just kind of sounds silly because we think of it as like a DLC on, you know, a video game, but it's a little more than that. It's a little more sophisticated, and it's just great. Great airplane, great sound. Don't really have any complaints about it. Alright, we have reached runway 24, and we are heading up there now. We're going to make our 7:30 departure. It is, I think our clock's about an hour off, but it's actually it's about to be 7:27. And we're actually a little early today. I'm going to get our landing lights on, taxi light off, and we'll turn the strobe light on. And we're ready to go. We're going to get out here, line up, and take off. Rotate. Positive climb, gear up. We're going to hand fly up until about 10,000 feet. Just set the climb thrust. Fix that issue. I had a problem where with the null zones that you have to actually set in the FMC, my throttle was actually quite too sensitive, and it would not stay locked into climb thrust or any of those positions. So I fixed those, and now it's starting to lock. When I first started flying this plane, that was a big problem because I could not get it locked in the climb thrust on the way out. It was also hard to land the plane with that happening, but I found some settings on the interwebs and have those loaded in. Sun is starting to rise above the clouds. We're going to go up to flight level 360 today. Clear weather all the way out there. So like I said, it's going to be foggy once we get over there to Malaga. Taking advantage of the sun visors now, as the sun is definitely at the position now where it's right in your face as it's rising here. Beautiful morning above Germany. Can't wait to do more flights with this plane. Definitely going to do something for St. Patrick's Day with an Aer Lingus flight, which is coming up soon, in a couple of weeks. And then I would like to do a lot of other things with this plane. Got a lot of things planned with it. Just coming up to 16,000 feet. Next flight, we need to get into the 717 and do some flights with that. It's been a little while since I've flown that plane. And like I said in my last video, TFTI has made some updates and added some things, so I'd like to get in there and check it out. And I also don't want to get rusty with that plane, and I'm on the verge of that happening, so I need to get in there very soon. And then after that, I'd like to take a break from the jets for at least a week or two and do some smaller planes, do a prop plane flight. I'm thinking maybe doing something with the Cessna 172 at night. Not sure what route to fly. If you guys have any suggestions, just let me know. Hopefully I have the scenery for it, preferably something in the United States. I was at first thinking Miami over to somewhere, but just let me know what you think. Something that'll be good at night, and I'd like to make that happen. And then maybe one more general aviation flight, and then we'll get back into it with, I don't know, the 737, or who knows what we'll do. Got tons of ideas. Got too many ideas, and not enough time to do them all. But eventually, we'll get to it. So, we are approaching 360, and we've hit it, and now we're at our cruise altitude. Pretty smooth up here, so it'll be no problem turning off the seatbelt sign. It's mealtime in the cockpit, waiting on some tea and a sandwich. And it's going to be a while. We got about around 2.5 more hours of this flight. And we're just clearing out the center tank. And now we're going to be using the right and left. Approaching the mountains, flying over these, still got a little ways to go. I don't have the map handy to tell you what mountains these are. But it's a beautiful sight up there. Going to be coming up on spring here soon. And that's always fun to do some flights, especially some general aviation stuff. Flying low and slow and taking in the sights. Alright, we are starting to make our descent down into Spain. Gonna get to do a little bit of mountain flying, so it's gonna be an exciting approach today. This is a very scenic approach, I will add. It's our first time flying into this airport. I've flown out of it before in a past video. And so get to see what that's like. We're gonna be making an ILS approach into runway 31 today. Getting close to flight level 200. And starting to head through the clouds. Okay, here comes the fun part. We're going to make a turn, and we'll be able to get a good look at this mountain. As soon as we turn through these two clouds here, I'm going to get a good view. And after this turn, we'll be going out over the water, and we'll be making the ILS approach from there. Okay, we're now turning onto the runway heading, and we're going to be starting to intercept the ILS. I've actually never done an ILS with the A320, much less in this plane, so this will be the first time. I debated just letting it auto land just to see how that all works out, but I'm just going to land it myself today. But at some point I do want to do the auto land. Except I've never auto landed a A320 or any plane in this series. So we've added flaps 1, got the spoilers armed, and we're going to be dropping the gear. Gear down.
2500. $2,000.
Flaps 2. can just barely start to see land now. We're at 5 miles to go. Gonna break off the autopilot at about 1,000 feet.
1000. 500. 400. 300.
'Minimums and continue.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard.
Probably could have made that last taxiway, but I didn't want to chance it, so I hesitated a little bit. We're just going to catch the one up here. So far today, got a pretty decent frame rate everywhere we went. Nothing I can complain about at all. We're putting the flaps up. We're going to do a little cleanup, and in the meantime, let's take a look at today's replays. You won't see the reverse thrust or the spoilers or any of that on the replay. A little bit of rubber banding on the plane, but it was still a cool shot anyway. Okay, we're gonna head to our gate. I'm not sure what gate EasyJet parks at. At this airport I should have looked, so once we get further in, we're just gonna pick a gate. Again, I just want to give a special thanks to FSLabs for hooking me up with everything in this video. They're the biggest contributor to the Flight Sim Deck channel. They basically provide me with a scenery or a plane, and then I produce a video or two for them, and then get to use it on this channel. So they're definitely the biggest sponsor of the Flight Sim Deck, and I'm very grateful for every opportunity they give me to make content for them. Remember, guys, go over to their YouTube page and hit the subscribe button, where you'll see a lot more of my work, a lot of cinematic stuff, reviews, and little trailers and cinematic things. So you don't want to miss it. And Flight Simmer just joined the crew, so he'll be doing videos over there too, like I said. So you don't want to miss out. Just go over there and subscribe. Check out FSElite.net. Great aviation flight simulation news website. I love how that vehicle just went through our plane. Maybe he made it under the gear in time. I don't know. It didn't look like it though. Alright, we're going to pull up a little more. Looks like we're parking in the Iberia gate. But that's okay today. We're going to just let that slide. Alright, parking here. Got the brake fan on. APU is started. And we're going to start by shutting off the engines. Should have already had the probe heat window off, or the probe window heat off, but I forgot to turn that off. Okay, the seatbelts are off. The beacon light is going off. Should have had the strobe off too. Forgot about that one too. So now that's off. I need to get a different checklist because it's missing some of the things like the lights, and I need to see it in front of me to remember. So get that off. We're gonna get all the pumps off, and we're gonna be out of here. Been a long flight today. But everybody, I just want to say thank you again for joining me on this flight. Make sure to check out my other videos. I got some cool stuff you might like, and stay tuned for the future. We're gonna have some great stuff. Alright, you guys, thanks again. You take care.